Imagine buying a new home just to find out, surprise, you have a hole in your sewer line that is enough to burst you right out of that bubble of moving into your dream home. Well, in this video, I want to share with you why sewer inspections are so vital and maybe how to save you some money on the repair costs, and a real life story of a few of my clients that have had this issue and how you can avoid it. Have you ever had this kind of problem? Let me know in the comments below. So why aren't home inspections enough? Well, home inspections do not cover sewer issues. So in order to get a sewer line looked at, you need to hire a professional, which would probably be a trusted sewer plumbing company that will come out, and what they do is they bring out their specialized equipment. So they have a scope, otherwise known as maybe a snake, that they stick down into the sewer line. It can look at clogs, breaks in the line, anywhere that a connection point might be separating or separated completely. And if you have kids like I do, you really don't know what could possibly be flushed down that toilet and might be getting stuck in your sewer. So always get a sewer inspection on top of your home inspection. So what could the cost be for ignoring the advice of getting a sewer inspection? Well, if you're one of the lucky ones and the break is in an area that the county or city has to fix, then you're okay, except for the inconvenience. But if not, then you are SOL. Yes, pun intended. And we're not talking a $200 repair here. We are talking anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000, and that does not include fixing the sidewalk, replacing plants or trees, replacing pavers, having them all reset. The costs can get exponential. So here's my story of my client. They were an elderly retired couple, moved here thinking they were just going to love Las Vegas. They bought the house and then waited 6 months before they moved in because they bought it when it was hot out. They wanted to wait until the heat was over. So when they actually moved in, they just did not like living in Las Vegas and they wanted to move home. So there were 2 people living in the home, never really used the other bathroom in the home. You know, you're not really using a lot of water when you are only 2 people in the house. So when they decided 6 months after moving in, so granted now this is basically a year later, they sell the house. Well, they sell it to a wonderful family that has 3 kids, there's 2 adults, and now everything is running all at once. Both bathrooms are being used, the dishwasher is running, the washing machine is going, and all of a sudden, they start noticing problems. Well, because my seller hadn't noticed the problems, they still anteed up money to help the buyer because the buyer had, within days of moving in, a $5,000 bill to replace a hole that was in the sewer line. So it's not even just that there are going to be problems and they're going to be evident right away. When you actually move into a home and start having those issues, who has to foot that bill? Because my seller wasn't aware of it, they really had no responsibility. But because they wanted to do the right thing, they helped that buyer with that bill. You don't want to be in a similar situation. And that buyer did not get a a sewer inspection, and neither did my seller when they bought that home. So what's the takeaway of this story? Well, since then, I have been telling every single buyer that I have to get a sewer inspection. It's a $250-ish cost and can save you upwards of $5,000 in repairs if there is an issue. So a little prevention is worth a pound of cure. I believe that's the saying. So just make sure that you are doing everything that you can to put yourself in the best position possible so that you don't run into the same situation. By the way, I'm Eileen Guilbeault, your go-to real estate advisor for all things relocating to Las Vegas. If you're new to this party, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you're notified every time a new video is uploaded. Let's keep going. So, are you responsible to pay the bill, or is the city or county responsible? Well, when they install the sewer lines, that main sewer line is the responsibility of the city. But once that connection is made to your home, you are responsible for everything that connects your home to that main sewer line. So you may get sometimes where it is the city that has to foot the bill, but more likely than not, it is going to be a homeowner expense. Now, why do you think that sewers crack? I mean, it can be anything from the home is older, maybe the types of piping that were used are corroded, maybe there are trees or plants that have actually grown into the sewer line. A lot of times that ends up being a problem. And it's really easy to find your sewer line. You'll see it on the sidewalk in front of your house, and it will have an arrow that points directly where your sewer line is on your property. So if you do see large trees, you may consider removing those, or even if you've lived in the home for a long time, have your lines scoped so that you can make sure you're not going to have a hefty bill down the line. And if you want extra peace of mind, there is sewer line warranties. Like you needed another insurance to pay for, right? But it could keep you from having a hefty bill down the line. So look into it, but do your research and make sure that they are legitimate companies before you put your money down. So tell me, if you found a sewer problem on your sewer inspection when you were buying a home, would you just walk away from that deal, or would you renegotiate with the seller? Tell me your strategy in the comments. So you might be asking, when do I need to get a sewer inspection? So from what I've been told, if your home is older than 10 years, you need a sewer inspection. And if you have large plants or trees, get a sewer inspection. Another reason, which is just mind-boggling, is that if you have people who did not live in their house full-time, there may be things that back up because that constant water is not pushing through. So make sure that you ask, are these owners a full-time resident? Because if not, you might want to consider getting a sewer inspection. So what are some of the signs that you might have an issue with your sewer line? Well, if you're having a lot of clogs, maybe slow drainage, that could be an issue. If you have a really foul smell maybe coming from your showers or your sinks, that could also be an issue. If outside in areas of your yard, you have maybe like some squishy, soggy patches, that could be signs of an underground leak. Or a weird one, if there is bubbling coming up in your toilets, that could be signs that there is a break or a leak in your sewer line. And listen, I get it. No one wants to talk about sewers. It is disgusting. But the reason we're here is because we are trying to save you thousands of dollars on unnecessary repairs if you just take that one extra step that costs a couple $100s to give you peace of mind, so that you're not worried that somewhere down the line this type of issue could become your reality. So don't miss out on getting vital information that you need to feel safe and secure in your new home. Get that sewer inspection. You will be glad you did. Need more Las Vegas relocation advice or real estate tips in general? Make sure to watch one of the videos on your screen. Thank you for watching, and I will see you the next time.